the Connie Bryan Show. Well, let's be clear. This separating of little immigrant children from their families on the border and then tossing them into caged detention centers is just a new level of depraved, un-American, immoral behavior on the part of Make America White Again, Trump-supporting Republicans. I mean, even Dr. Evil right now is going, heartbreaking. It's some heartbreaking shit. As a matter of fact, for the first time, me and Mini-Me found ourselves crying along to the Rachel Maddow show. And I know karma's a bitch. I know we're going to take care of this with the midterms in November, but personally, I don't want to wait that long to hold these a-holes accountable for this shit. So here's what I propose. I say we grab our pitchforks and our torches, or at least our cell phones and our Bic lighters, march on Washington and see how they like it when we separate them from their sugar daddy lobbyists, huh? Let's toss them into some detention cages and see how they like it when we separate them from their 1% special interests that have been breastfeeding them. You like that? Yeah, thought you'd like that. Also, I think it's time that we all collectively took a knee, you know? I really do. I think it's time we go on YouTube, put on the national anthem, and all of us, we need to give a kneeling ovation to the Philadelphia Eagles football team, Super Bowl champions. Because did you hear about this? Recently, practically the entire Philadelphia Eagles football team turned down Donald Trump's invitation to visit the White House. And you can't fault them. I know what they were thinking because I'd feel the same way. You're going to do that? You're going to go visit the White House? You at least want to be able to tell your friends that you shook hands with a genuine, real president. You know, not some fake New Jersey mob-connected TV reality show host. You know, that all they've done is turn the White House into a McDonald's dumpster fire for the last year and a half. And worse than that, you don't want to shake hands with a president who's got, you know, pussy-grabbing, greasy little finger-licking good KFC fingers that you're going to need to bring along a box of industrial strength handy wipes just to disinfect yourself afterward. I mean, it's... But let me give you another example. It'd be like, what honorable American right now would ever accept an invitation from Kanye West to attend his recent new album listening party? Did you hear about this? I'm talking about Kanye West, who recently did a bromance photo op, arm in arm with Donald Trump, in the lobby of Trump Tower. I'm talking about Kanye West, who recently announced to the entire world that 400 years of black slavery was a choice. Okay, so what honorable American, black or white, would ever accept an invitation to attend Kanye's recent new album listening party? I mean, it's the same thing. You're going to go to something like that. You want to at least be able to tell your friends you met a genuine African-American recording artist, not some sold-out token Donald Trump mini-me. And by the way, guess who did accept Kanye's invitation to attend, and not just to attend, but to host his recent new album listening party? You're not going to believe it. Chris Rock! I know I couldn't believe it when I heard it, but knowing what we know of Chris Rock, I'm sure that Chris accepted just so he could get some one-on-one time with Kanye, you know? Make sure Kanye was listening to him, you know? and I have a feeling it probably went something like this. I'm going to do my best Chris Rock for you here. All right, Kanye, are you listening to me? Are you listening? Because this is your last chance. Your last chance. You better detach your greasy lips from Donald Trump's orange ass and get to apologizing to all of America for being such a giant Nabisco Oreo. Or I'm gonna have to get to apologizing for you at my next HBO stand-up special. And if I have to apologize for you, I'm bringing new meaning to the expression "just like in prison, bitch." Are you listening, Kanye? Because this will be your last listening party. When I'm through with you, ain't nobody gonna give a fox and friends what you have to say, Kanye. Are you listening to me? Bill Cosby, when when he's 90 years old and gets out of jail and be selling more CDs than you at his chocolate jello pudding sorority sleepover parties. But you'll be lucky to sell a CD whistling Dixie, singing Sweet Home Alabama in the White House Rose Garden for the fucking Ku Klux Klan. Alright, thanks for tuning into the show. We got a great program for you tonight. A lot of good stuff coming up, so stick around, please. No channel, sir. Hey there, welcome to the program. I'm Connie Bryan and you're watching the Connie Bryan Show. Well, this is the part of the program that we always like to start off by welcoming all of our viewers in our growing national network. We've got 5 access centers in California and 5 outside the state. So first of all, we always want to welcome our Sacramento and our Davis viewers. So glad to have you with us. Also in the Bay Area, we want to welcome our Berkeley, California viewers. Thanks so much for tuning in. And in Southern California, we want to welcome our Santa Barbara and our Pasadena viewers. Thanks so much to all of you for watching the program. And like I said, outside of California, we want to welcome our Portland, Oregon viewers. Thank you very much for watching. Also, Denver, Colorado, Denver Open Media, thanks so much for tuning in. And Minneapolis, Minnesota, thank you so much for watching the show. Also, Washington, D.C. So hopefully we get maybe some politicians watching the show out there. Thank you so much for watching the program. And last but not least, we want to welcome our Salem, Massachusetts viewers. Thanks to all of you, and by the way, wherever you are watching worldwide on the web. So again, this is the Connie Bryan Show, and now this is the part of the show that we call Fun with the Newspaper, where I like to keep you caught up on some of the fun stories that I've been keeping track of in the newspaper. So let's get started, because we have a lot of... Oh, by the way, I also want to make a quick announcement. Keep your eyes peeled for an upcoming episode where I'm going to bring back some clips from my classic interview with my childhood idol, Jonathan Winters. So keep your eyes out for that in an upcoming episode soon. Jonathan Winters came on my program when I was doing the show back in Santa Barbara, and so we're going to call back to that in an upcoming episode. I think you're going to really enjoy that. All right, let's get started here. Take a look at this story. And this happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so our Minneapolis viewers should get a kick out of this. And this is entitled, Commentator Embarrassed by Incident. It says, conservative commentator Tomi Lahren says she is disheartened and embarrassed, but not broken, after a patron threw water on her at a Minneapolis restaurant. She told Fox and Friends she was eating Sunday brunch with her parents when a group of people thought it would be funny to throw water at her and chant profanities. Then, you guessed it, Donald Trump tweeted out on her behalf saying that she's truly an outstanding and respected young woman. She has nothing to be disheartened by. Well, except let's just say some witnesses of the incident tell me it's unfortunate that she won't be winning any wet t-shirt contests, if you know what I mean. All right, take a look at this story here. I thought was pretty interesting. And this is by Kayla Fitzgerald of the Sacramento Bee. And it says, own entire ghost town south of Yosemite for under $1 million. It says, Cerro Gordo, an abandoned ghost town outside of Lone Pine, was recently put up for sale for $925,000, less than an average home in San Francisco, according to travelandleisure.com. I'm sorry, but this is really just sad. This gentrification bullshit, and it's just spreading from the Bay Area. That's where it's coming from. I didn't think it could get any worse, but this story is showing how bad Bay Area gentrification has become. It was bad enough when it was just pushing out poor minorities, poor working class minorities, but now it's displacing the poor working class ghosts and spirits. And you hipsters, don't lie to us, okay? You hipsters are never going to want to let the ghosts haunt your precious Buffalo Wild Wings that you're going to want to bring to Cerro Gordo, or your Wyatt Earp and Billy the Kid micro breweries that you're going to want to bring to Cerro Gordo. So let's be honest here, okay? And it's a no-brainer that you're probably going to want 4 Starbucks in Little Cerro Gordo, right? I mean, one on every corner of the ghost town, one next to the old saloon, one next to the museum and gift shop, one next to the old church, and of course, there's gonna have to be one inside the old general store because it will obviously have to be renovated into a giant Safeway. I suppose with Starbucks, with their new public bathroom policy that we've all heard about after they got into trouble for what appeared to be discriminating, I suppose Starbucks might let the poor ghosts haunt their restrooms for a little while. They might give them the code. I mean, after all, if you're gonna lose your shit over a ghost, a bathroom would be the ideal place to do it. But listen, you know that Uber ain't gonna be cool with spirits and ghosts riding along for free, and fucking with their customers in the back seat of their retro electric hybrid stagecoaches that they're gonna bring to Cerro Gordo. They're gonna call Ghostbusters in a heartbeat, Uber. So, this is just sad. It really is. All right, take a look at this story here. This is by Kayla Fitzgerald of the Sacramento Bee, entitled "Horses Trained by Inmates Offered for Adoption." The story begins saying that the wild horses have been captured, trained by convicts, and are now ready for adoption. So they had their freedom taken away, these horses. They were imprisoned in horse stalls, and then convicts were allowed to teach them skills. And now they will be up for adoption at this year's Western States Horse Expo at Sacramento's Cal Expo Center. The story goes on to say that people who wish to adopt a wild horse trained by the convicts have to sign a waiver that basically says, no refunds. If the horse tries to escape, we are not responsible. You don't get your money back. They were trained by convicts. What the F did you expect? All right, take a look at this story from the Marin Independent Journal. I thought this was interesting. It says Northern California's iconic Golden Gate Bridge will cost motorists an additional 25 cents to cross as of July 1st, hiking the fare to as much as $8. One San Francisco psychologist, not happy with the price increase, he said the gougingly expensive toll increase appears to be having an unanticipated positive consequence with potential bridge jumpers. Yeah. He says while they may be suicidal, they are generally honest and law-abiding regarding paying the toll. And he says the toll appears to have reached a kind of tipping point in the mind of his patients, who are telling him while they would consider jumping for the former $7.75, they still have principles, and this has given their lives unexpected newfound meaning. And they refuse to be robbed and raped before they jump for f***ing $8. It's just not worth it. All right, take a look at this one here by Daniel Victor of the New York Times, featured in the Sacramento Bee, and it's entitled, you're gonna love this one. I couldn't believe the story when I heard about it. It's entitled Reparations Happy Hour Invites White People to Buy Round. The rules were simple, anything but Southern comfort. It says, let me read it to you here. It says, in Portland, Oregon, organizers of Reparations Happy Hour invited black, brown, and indigenous people to a bar and then handed them $10 bills as they arrived. A small but symbolic gift, mostly funded by white people who were asked not to attend. It goes on to say, Brown Hope, a local activist organization, wanted the event to be a space for people of color in a mostly white city to meet one another, discuss policy issues, and plan potential action. Yeah, and apparently you wanted them to be drunk off their ass in the process to discuss those concerns. The article goes on to say, Ron Daniels, president of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, a group that supports reparations, Ron Daniels said that reparations would be necessary for America to ever fully heal itself, and getting us drunk every Friday happy hour until Trump is impeached is a wonderful starting point. It's a wonderful gesture. He says it's not everything we need, of course, but it's a beautiful starting point from white people. The article, all right, he didn't really say that, I took a little liberty. The article says that should anyone question why white people were not invited to attend, one organizer explained, because you let white people buy you a couple of drinks, and then the next thing you know, they want you to be their token black guy in their dart league. Trust me, the only thing worse than a drunk Irish white guy with a dart is a drunk black guy with a dart. And if that's not bad enough, he went on to say, if that's not bad enough, they want to try to prove to you that they aren't racist by making you listen to them sing Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson karaoke tunes. Come on! White people singing Billie Jean is not my lover. The whole point of reparations is supposed to be we've suffered enough, right? Reparations happy hour. That's hilarious. All right, take a look at this last one by Mary Esch of the Associated Press. This coming out of Albany, New York, entitled "Don't Repo Fido, Lawmakers Consider Ban on Pet Leasing." It says, how much is that Maltipoo in the window? It wasn't until they got home with their French Bulldog Boston Terrier mix that they read the contract more closely. Little Jane wouldn't actually be theirs for 2 years after they'd forked over monthly payments totaling almost $3,000, including a balloon payment of $275. And if they failed to pay, get this, the lease company could repossess Little Jane as if she were a car. It goes on to say that pet leasing has been drawing lawmaker scrutiny since the media began highlighting complaints last year against Reno, Nevada-based Wags Lending. Did you get that? Wags Lending is the name of the company that pioneered the practice. Can you imagine how easy of a job it would be, though, to be a repo agent for Wags Lending? All you'd have to do is stake out the ladies' shoe section of Macy's or Nordstrom's, for the wannabe Paris Hiltons. You just put on your Nike Airs and wait till they try on some overpriced designer high heels, and then you just grab the designer dog out of their Chinese knockoff designer purse, where the dog was embarrassed to be sitting in the first place. And if you're going to get a designer dog, you just get a real designer purse, all right? But then once you grab the dog, you're gone with the wind. What's she going to do in her high heels? While she's screaming, "Security, security, stop them! They've grabbed my little Kanye! That woman stole my little Kanye!" You'd be yelling over your shoulder, "Oh no, I didn't! Oh no, I didn't! Maybe think about making your balloon payment next time, sweetheart, instead of buying new shoes. Besides, we already pre-sold your little Kanye to Kim Kardashian. She can pay for it." All right. Thanks again for tuning into the program. We've got a great show. Stick around. Coming up, I'm going to take you out to Sacramento State University, where I interviewed some of our college students on campus there and got their opinions about Kanye West. You don't want to miss it. And it's also sprinkled in with some of my local stand-up comedy that I did at Stab Comedy Club here in Sacramento recently. So please stick around. I think you're going to like this. No channel surfing. The entire Philadelphia Eagles football team, almost the entire team, I think there was like 2 or 3 that agreed to go, turned down Trump's request to visit the White House. You can't fault them though, you know what they were thinking. I mean, you gotta go to the White House, you wanna at least be able to say that you shook hands with a genuine, real president, right? Not some New Jersey, reality TV show, mob-connected guy who's turned the White House into a fucking McDonald's dumpster fire. I mean, but more important than that, you don't want to shake hands with some pussy-grabbing, greasy, KFC finger-licking good person that you're gonna get a fucking box of, industrial-strength handy wipes to disinfect yourself afterwards. And let me give you an example. It'd be just like, what honorable American right now would ever accept an invitation to attend Kanye West's new album listening party? Did you hear about this? Kanye West's new album listening party. Kanye West, who recently held a bromance photo op with Donald Trump on the lobby of Trump Tower. All right, Kanye West, who recently said to the world that black slavery was a fucking choice.
I'm sure by now you've heard Kanye West's comments to TMZ about slavery being a choice.
Yeah.
How did you react to that when you heard it?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. I never supported Kanye from the beginning. Like, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. And honestly, like, with that deal, Taylor Swift did apologize to Kanye the first time, but Kanye West still, like, backstabbed her. So, of course, I obviously think that Kanye's fake.
So what honorable American, black or white, would ever accept an invitation to attend that at Jackson Hole, Wyoming, of all places, probably the whitest town in all of America? All right, what American would ever accept an invitation? If you're going to go to something like that, it's the same thing. You want to be able to tell your friends you met a real, genuine recording artist. Not some sold-out Donald Trump token mini-me wannabe.
Hey there, what's your name?
Brandon Nicholas.
Brandon, and what's your name, young man?
Oh, I'm Christian.
Christian, all right.
Ethan.
Hey, Ethan. I'm Connie Bryan, shooting for my TV show, The Connie Bryan Show, on Channel 17 in Sacramento. So let's start with you. How did you react when you heard about Kanye West's comments that black slavery was a choice?
I was confused how someone can think like that. It's kind of like, why would you say that? I mean, common sense. These people, they're put through that, and people are still affected today. I know a lot of African American friends that still have their slave owners' names. It's not a choice. It's where they were put, and they didn't have a choice. And luckily they do now. And I know discrimination is still it still affects, but I feel like we're getting towards a place where hopefully equality seems like it's true. It's living up to what it really is.
Yeah, it's just amazing to hear that kind of ignorance coming from somebody with that much influence. How about you, young man? How did you react when you heard about it?
That's where I was gonna go too. That just when you have so much power and voice to really put out your opinion and influence others, to use it in such a negative manner, just kind of a waste.
Yeah.
And so after that, I sort of stopped listening to Kanye a lot because that's not really something I support. And so I think in listening to his music, you're supporting his views.
Right.
So that's something that just really hurt me as as a person and previous supporter.
So he really let you down.
Yeah.
And how about you, young man?
Well, first of all, I don't really listen to Kanye a lot. I'm wearing a Metallica shirt.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
Yeah. But,
Metallica, all right.
Yeah. But I really wouldn't say like that was a good thing to say at all, because obviously they didn't want to be there. Like they were forced to be on ships and stuff. So
yeah, and there were a lot of uprising. A lot of times they did try to escape, and oftentimes if they were caught, they were hung. And
yeah, but all in all, I think it was just a bad thing that he said.
all right, and how is it going to affect going forward your support of Kanye?
Definitely. It shaped my mind, and I feel like it shaped a lot of young minds too. I mean, if you have an idol that you look up to so much, and he kind of goes out of his way to say that, I hope that young minds don't mold to that.
There's consequences, right?
Definitely, there's
You
consequences.
can say what you want, but like Kobe Bryant said after he heard it, he said, you can say what you want, but there's consequences.
Him saying that was a choice.
And he's supporting Trump, and it's just, there's consequences for this stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of it, At the end of the day, though, not everyone is, really caring about that stuff. Some people are just in it for the hype.
So guess who did accept his invitation to attend? And not just attend, but host the fucking party. Chris Rock. I couldn't believe it. But then it hit me. Knowing Chris Rock, I'm sure that he accepted the invitation just so he could have some one-on-one time with Kanye. Since it was a listening party, make sure Kanye was fucking listening to him. So I'm going to do my best Chris Rock impersonation for you here. All right, Kanye, are you listening to me? Are you listening? Because this is your last chance, Kanye. Your last chance. You better get to detaching your lips from Donald Trump's orange ass and get to apologizing to all of America for being such a giant fucking Nabisco Oreo, or I'm gonna have to get to apologizing for you at my next HBO special. And if I have to apologize for you, I'm bringing new meaning to the expression just like in prison, bitch. Are you listening to me?
All right. Hey there, young lady. What's your name?
Aline.
Aline?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Connie with the Connie Bryan Show, and what's your name?
Gabriel.
Hey, Gabriel. So, did you guys have a reaction when you heard about Kanye's comments to TMZ about slavery being a choice?
Yeah, I did. I personally feel like, he's just being brainwashed and...
Brainwashed?
Yeah, and it's just, we live in a society now where, being relevant is more important than actually saying the truth and actually being open with your people. So, his comment is a really hurtful statement to the black community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just...
Just trying to get attention?
Yeah, I feel like it's a call out. I feel like he's in a really dark place right now.
Yeah.
Because how can you take a man who went from singing songs about, elevating black women, elevating, representing God and stuff like that, to a man who's saying slavery was a choice?
Right.
Like one of his rhymes was, he was talking about how the cocaine epidemic and like the drugs epidemic and how white people get paid for all of the all of the shit that black people go through.
Right.
They get the benefit
They
from it.
benefit from the oppression.
But now, you're in a time where he's like talking about, slavery was your choice, and being,
He's blaming the victim.
he's blaming the victim. It's like, I just feel like he's just in a really dark place right now. So, me personally, I don't listen to Kanye that much often, but I do like some of his music and I do like some of his songs.
You like
and
some of it. How is it going to affect you going forward? Are you going to, be a supporter of his music after this?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Kanye, me personally, I feel like Kanye, he's making his money. He got to figure out where to stay relevant. He got his fashion show. He got Kim Kardashian, a lot of people like that, so he got to stay relevant.
Right.
So that's the main thing,
And how about you, young man?
I can't stand Kanye. Never was a fan of him, and I never thought about making comments on him, but I will on this one. And all I have to say about him is he's just stupid. That's not a good comment to make about
he needs to get
his
educated.
own race. I mean, these are your own people that you're talking about. So, man, that's crazy.
He's got a responsibility to the people that look up to him not to be that stupid.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be your last listening party. When I'm through with you, ain't nobody going to give a Fox and Friends what you have to say. Bill Cosby, when he's 90 years old and gets out of jail, will be selling more CDs than you at his chocolate jello pudding sorority sleepover party.